Alright, this is Silver Surfman, issue 76. Thought I would cover this for two reasons. It is a Ron Marz girl and Ron Lee Silver Surfman, which we are meant to feel nostalgia for nowadays. And it is also appropriate to the 90s Andy books, because this is the story where Ace of Spades gets redesigned, which resulted in him having two entries in those master editions. I expected I would read this and it would be another one that takes about 4 minutes to read, and that Ron Marz girl was already phoning it in and not bothering by this point. But I was surprised that he actually hadn't completely gave up by issue 76. He was still caring. Silver Surfman is mourning the death of his two love interests. So he is in a mood, and we do some melodramatic and convenient Ron Marz girl stuff here, with Silver Surfman lashing out at some unseen person who came along and asked for his help. The plot just falls into Silver Surfman's lap. That is very common with Ron Marz girl Silver Surfman. And it is Ace of Spades, the C-list Marvel superhero character. His energy is out of control because his energy is always out of control. I think he went to the same energy controlling school as Captain Atamanth. Ace of Spades was a Bill Bungalow character. First appeared in the Black and White and Kung Fu magazine as an opponent for Hispanic Tiger. Bill Bungalow would reprise the character again and again afterwards, most notably in Iron Man, where Ace of Spades would become a supporting character and for some reason Iron Man's sidekick. And then in an 80s miniseries, which is actually bad, and revamped the character to be an alien. His origin, or his original origin, is that his dad was a scientist. And Ace Spades, that is his civilian name, he fell into crazy science goo and got superpowers. Generic energy ones. He has to wear a containment suit to hold in his energy and stop him from doing an explosion. Then it turned out his mum was an alien, and one of Spider-Man's supporting characters was also an alien. And the alien race wanted Ace of Spades to fix their son, or something like that. And ever since then, his energy has been very uncontrollable. Ace of Spades is best remembered for his costume, designed by Jorge Perez or Kevin Griffin. I can't remember. It was generally considered to be too complicated for most artists to want to tackle. Generally, if people say they like Ace of Spades, there's an 80% chance they mean they like his design. The part of his history that I didn't cover is recapped here. Well, not right here. This is sort of covering the bits I said, but somehow in less detail. And then we have his two appearances prior to this, which I didn't mention since this page does it for me. First, we have his showing in Kazar, issues 19 and 20, where he got into a battle with Kazar. And one thing I like is getting to see Ron Lee depict scenes from issues of Kazar. Always wish Ron Lee had been an artist on Kazar. Then the most recent story, which was also in Kazar. Kazar issues 26, 27, 28 and 29. Moon Garden, the beautiful bald lady, she mentally enslaved Ace of Spades and forced him to love her, to make Kazar jealous. Fantastic woman. Yeah, she did it again to a man, and boy howdy does it make me rock solid. Oh, here's a cutaway to Kazar 19, which has Ace of Spades on the cover. I would have been criticising how much of an arsehole Silver Surfman was being when he randomly started attacking a stranger asking for his help. But Ron Marz girl does acknowledge that. He has Silver Surfman apologise. It doesn't make it any better, but it at least shows Ron Marz girl is aware that it was horrendously out of character for Silver Surfman. He agrees to help Ace of Spades get control over his energies, and our story mostly takes place in a space prison. This is Tret, like we all know this space prison, and that this space prison is an established piece of Silver Surfman continuity, or at least the Marvel Universe. But I think this is its first appearance, and this story, very likely, its only appearance. That is something else Ron Marz girl would do. He would have things show up and treat them like we already knew what they were. Ace of Spades could just as easily have been an all-new character, and he'd be Tret the same. There is something impersonal about Ron Marz girl's writing. It's not bad, but it feels very mechanical and heartless. Silver Surfman has brought Ace to this space prison because there is a blacksmith, weaponsmith, aerosmith there who might be able to build Ace of Spades a new containment suit. I think the reason that we had Silver Surfman fight Ace of Spades at the start was because there isn't much other action in this. We have a subplot with Firestorm. Unless I am mistaken, doesn't go anywhere. Firestorm doesn't appear in the series much after this, other than in Affinity Cluedo tie-ins, where he is being mind-controlled by Moon Garden. What a woman. She don't even need to mind-control me to do her bidding or pleasure her sexually. Also in the mix we have Korg, Galactus Man's newest skater boy. I will explain Korg in another video, not any point here, he's not even conscious. He was meant to be Galactus Man's skater boy for the 90s. You can tell that because he has spikes all over his accoutrements. We are pretty much at the end of the issue here with the two heroes. They are at the space prison, and the space prison are receiving transport of a new inmate. Karen Gillan in her awful cyborg redesign. She heard me praising Moongarden, so she shaved her head to try and earn my favour. You were already a great character before Ron Marsgirl made you a drooling rape victim. You didn't need this or a leather jacket. Ron Marsgirl did treat female characters appallingly. But as true as that is, he was far from the only one. I think using his depiction of women to implant yourself into the industry on hypocritical viewpoints is worse than him writing some bad things a few times. Oh, Karen Gillan, she had 2 profiles in the Master Editions as well because of this redesign. This, it's not bad. I dunk on him, I call his writing impersonal, and I reject the conceit anyone really has that much nostalgia for these stories. But they are readable. Ron Lee's art is great. Ron Marsgirl's plots are fine. You want them to be better than they are. But they're not bad or crappy or evil. What I'm trying to say, I think, is that these comics are okay. And they are not cursed. 7 thumbs up.